everyone's having a blessed Tuesday. So today I'm going to go ahead and for Plant Feature Tuesday, I'm going to go over the Monstera Siltepecana. I have two plants because they were sent to me. One was kind of messed up from Steve's leaves, and then they replaced it and sent a whole nother one. So that's really how I have two. One of them was struggling. I had to put it in water. And then the other one was just like I had lost a lot of leaves, but it's since that it's recovered and grown quite a bit more leaves. There's still more coming through. So the Monstera Siltepecana is part of it's a Swiss cheese plant, part of the Araceae family of plants found in Mexico and Central America. It's a epiphytic vine and related to the philodendron. What makes the Monstera Siltepecana Swiss cheese plant so special is that juvenile plants looks completely different than the mature. And they do. A lot of plants though look different as a juvenile plant than it does when it, matures and gets to be, once it's an adult plant. The Swiss cheese plant so special is that the juvenile plant looks completely different than the mature adult plant. The leaves of the young plant are elongated and have a silver color to them, which they do. Very pretty. I love the just the design on the leaves. Elongated and have a silver color to them. Whereas the leaves of the adult plant resemble more of a palm found with pinnate or divided leaves. So basically, they split open, just like the Monstera addisoni. Juvenile plants, as they grow, will also get holes in the leaves that resemble Swiss cheese. Other differences are the juvenile plants are terrestrial, whereas the adult plants are epiphytic climbers. Monstera Siltepecana Swiss cheese plant is sometimes mistaken and confused for Imperium Cebu blue. So it gets mistaken, and it does look like a Cebu blue leaf, but Cebu blue doesn't have this veining, the way that the Monstera Siltepecana, it doesn't have that design in it, but it does kind of resemble it. And it's funny because I got both at the same time. So anyhow, that's just how it says on Google how to take care of them. I personally, the way I take care of these plants, for one, I have them in a very well-draining soil, which is a mixture of, I use it a lot on a lot of plants, but it's a mixture of potting soil, orchid mix, orchid bark, and cactus mix, and perlite. So it's quite a bit of, very, very airy, because the roots want to go through, and with them being epiphytes, that's pretty much how they grow in the wild, through a lot of rocks and bark and just, stuff like that. So their roots can grow through. I keep them in medium bright light, so bright indirect light, I do let their soil dry out, and they do actually let you know when they need to be watered because the leaves will wilt just like a philodendron or a pothos. They will do that. And the philodendron pothos and the Swiss cheese Monstera are all in the same family anyway, so they pretty much resemble and do the same things. But yeah, so I have it. So I have I have two west windows, two south windows. They are in the west windows, and they're a little bit away from. I don't put them right up against. Now, when it's winter time, I have them all pushed up against the window so they can get as much sunlight. But once it starts getting really, really hot, where they're getting really, really direct sun, I would move them back away from a west window. But they do need to have bright indirect light. They're not low light plants. So you need to provide them with bright indirect light, and that is coming from east window, south window, or west window. Bright indirect is basically they're not getting direct sun, but it's a bright room, and you should uh, be able to read a book in without no problem. But yeah, so there's bright indirect light. There's no first it's bright light, direct sun, bright indirect light, and then there's low light. They are in the middle, so they're the bright indirect light, which they're seeing sunlight. They're having bright sun, but it's not hitting right on their leaves because their leaves are kind of thin. They're not really, really thin, but they're thin. And that's how you also know if they need to be watered because they will droop. Their leaves will droop for you. But you want to let it dry out just like you would do a philodendron or a pothos. So it's pretty much the same care as a pothos. The soil, you want to keep them, and I have them in terracotta, so that helps also. So there's no overwatering and they're not sitting in water. I don't think any plants really like sitting in water, but yeah, it's I want to say a medium grower, not a fast grower and not a slow grower, but it does grow. And when you cut off bad leaves, something replaces it right afterwards. So I believe they're going to want to climb once they get bigger, but for now they're still in the juvenile stage, so they're just gonna vine, and I just let them go however they want. I put her in this tall one because the vines are just all wild, and they were growing so many different ways that it's better to put it in a tall a tall terracotta pot. It does have both these have drainage. That's a plus. So the main thing for this bright indirect light, very airy soil, and water once the soil is dry. Let it dry out in between watering, and they're really nice. I really like them. They do like humidity. So 50% humidity is good for really all plants. So they're not really humidity prone, but they do need humidity. All philodendrons really do need humidity. The water I use, I sit the tap water out for a few days, and then I go ahead and water them. I have some Job sticks, the Job slow fertilizer release sticks that you stick into the soil, so they both have that. And I'm actually going to probably stick to those because all the plants that I've been using the Job's fertilizer sticks have really grown and shown me a lot of growth. They're doing really good. And so because I tried different fertilizers, but something about the Job's slow release, I've been seeing a lot of results from. So yeah, this plant, you can propagate it in water. It propagates really quick too. I propagated in the winter because pretty much really this one was in water. I had got two of them and it lost a lot of leaves. Pretty much most of these leaves are new and they're from December. I got it back in December and it's grown a lot of new leaves. But you can put it in water, and it water propagates very quickly. And it's a good grower. It's beautiful. It's a very beautiful plant, and I could just imagine when it does get older. And what's weird is the Cebu Blue does the same exact thing. It when it gets older, the leaves split open. So do pothos, the golden pothos, that can get really big and you'll think it's a monstera, a variegated monstera, because out in the wild they really get big. But when you have them in homes, you get what you get. When you're growing them inside, I'm happy with this foliage. I'm not even really worried about it growing holes and stuff, but I'm just happy with it as it is. But yeah, just know it will, once it starts getting larger, there will be, just like the Monstera addisoni, it'll have slits or holes through it. So yeah, so that's pretty much the care for the Monstera siltepecana. I had to learn how to say it. A lot of words is hard for me to say, but I figured out how to say this one, Monstera siltepecana. And I really like it. It's beautiful. Just provides some humidity. Does like that. I'd say 50%. Try to keep your house at 50% if you can for your house plants. I have a humidity, a little hack on how to do plants. I don't really mist. I do mist, we'll say maybe once a week. I give my plants a lot of showers also, but I mist maybe once a week, and I really don't mist for humidity because I don't know. If you spray them too much, you will mess up the foliage. But I more than likely it's about a week. I have one of my plants that I do mist probably twice a week, and that one she likes it, and that's the my velvet Micans philodendron. Those plants like to be mist, but you still have to put a fan on them. These ones all mist from time to time, and I do have the fan on them. I just like misting really to keep from spider mites. But yeah, try to keep it at 50% if you can for the humidity. But yeah, that's the Monstera siltepecana. They're very, very easy plants. They're not finicky. They're beautiful. You just have to be, there's some special care. Really, it's give them a good, rich soil that's airy, that their roots can climb through, bright and direct light, humidity, and let the water dry out. Let the soil dry out in between watering. And I recommend terracotta, because terracotta soaks up water also. So it's got that double, it's drying out in between watering, and the terracotta also absorbs that water also. So it's not sitting in water. And they do let you know when they want to be watered, but I try not to let it get to that point. But they have both drooped and showed me. So I kind of experiment sometimes to see. So they will droop and let you know if it needs to be watered. But that's about it. Hope everyone enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy this. I got this on Steve's Leaves. I know Josh Frog sometimes sells them. I've never seen it in a nursery, but I do, I got it off of Steve's Leaves, and it was a little damaged and beat up, but it was wintertime when I ordered it, so that could be the reason. But Steve's Leaves immediately replaced it with another one. So, they're both thriving and alive, so I can't complain. So if that's what you're looking, if you're looking to find it, just keep checking Steve's Leaves. It's a little bit on the high price because it is a rare plant, but I think I spent $16. Yeah, $16. And they come in like a little 4-inch pot. But I know Josh Frogs has them too, and you may be able to find them in your store, nursery. I don't know, but mine's I had to get from Steve's Leaves. So that's it for today. I hope everyone has a blessed week. I'll be back on Friday. Thank you for watching. Bye.